The death of the gang member who killed a 15-year-old boy in our borough. Good to be with you here on News 12 The Bronx. I'm Nadia Galindo. The death happened just 1 month after he was resentenced for the killing. News 12's Tim Harfman spoke with Junior's mother to hear how she's taking the news.
I feel peace because my son deserves justice. He abused my son.
Leandra Feliz is not holding back words after learning one of her son's killers died in prison.
I don't want to be happy, but he deserved it.
Officials say Jonaiki Martinez-Estrella was found unresponsive Friday inside his cell at an upstate correctional facility. The 31-year-old was one of the gang members convicted of killing 15-year-old Lisandro Guzman Feliz, known as Junior, with a large knife and dragging him out of a bodega on June 20th, 2018. And almost 7 years to the day, that gang member is now dead.
He decided to be a gang member, so the gang only have two roles, the jail or the cemetery.
Martinez-Estrella was convicted of second-degree murder, second-degree conspiracy, and second-degree gang assault. He was just resentenced last month to 25 years to life with the possibility of parole.
He was fighting for his freedom, and now he's going to have freedom in the hell with the evil.
Feliz meet outside of the Bronx church where she attended Mass Sunday and had Junior's funeral 7 years ago.
It's God. It's divine justice.
So far, officials have not released Martinez-Estrella's cause of death. In Belmont, Tim Harfman, News 12 The Bronx.
Developing this afternoon, frustration is growing for first responders near our state's beaches following numerous after-hours swimmer rescues in the Atlantic on Sunday. As News 12 New Jersey's Tony Caputo tells us, the head lifeguard in Bradley Beach is pleading with everyone to stay out of the ocean when lifeguards are off duty.
It's just frustration at this point.
Trying to keep people out of the ocean when lifeguards are no longer on duty. Signage and red flags make it clear, but doesn't always work. It didn't in Bradley Beach or at Ocean County beaches on Sunday night. Jersey Shore Fire Rescue sharing with us some of its drone video in Seaside Heights and Seaside Park of surfers and first responders helping those struggling stay afloat. This was after lifeguards were done for the day.
We got the drone up in the air and we were able to fly out to the victims who were grabbing onto surfers' surfboards, which is amazing. Surfers pretty much came over to these people, let them up on their boards, and held them until first responders came.
Right after we left, people went right in. We had two lifeguards that had to first backboard somebody that had fallen on the jetty, and then they had to go save two people who would have drowned if they didn't respond, I'd say 20 to 30 seconds after.
Two situations where lives were almost lost. Michael knows, as do many New Jerseyans, that this issue often has as much to do with affordability as some come after hours to save paying for a badge.
I'm all about coming down to the beach. It's cooler out. However, there are showers. You can get your feet wet. There's ways to, cool off without putting your life in danger.
Bottom line, when lifeguards are gone, stay out of the water. In Bradley Beach, Tony Caputo, News 12, New Jersey.
Remains found in a sunken car off our North Shore. News 12's Krista McNally spoke with the dive team that made the discovery.
Went out not even 55 yards and picked up the vehicle on sonar.
Bill McIntosh with Exploring with a Mission is on Long Island, searching our waterways for people missing in vehicles. At about 5 on Monday evening, the nonprofit Sonar Technology revealed a PT Cruiser submerged in the water. The car was discovered here off the Cedar Beach boat ramp about 19 feet under the surface.
Two divers went in, they discovered the car, they examined the interior of the car. They found what they believed to be a bone.
Suffolk police say the divers pulled up the remains and called 911, quickly turning the quiet waterfront dock into an active scene.
1 police car, 2 police cars, 4, 7 police cars, and then it just kept increasing.
You watch it on television all the time, and you never think it's in your own neighborhood.
That submerged PT Cruiser was pulled from the water Tuesday afternoon, as many from the community looked on. As News 12 has reported, Robert Long went missing in December of 2010. The 62-year-old Miller Place man was last seen driving a PT Cruiser. Police have not yet identified the remains.
There is a missing person that we suspect this driver and to be. We made a courtesy notification to the family, but we have not definitively made any sort of identification.
We did see the family of Long at the scene. McIntosh says they do this work to bring closure to families whose loved ones have gone missing.
Bringing them closure, bringing them a sense of relief that they've been able to be brought home.
Budget cuts coming to the University of Connecticut. It's part of a new budget UConn trustees approved today. So what does that mean for students? Well, News 12 Connecticut's John Craven is here with some of those answers.
Well, the biggest headline, tuition will not go up at UConn. But layoffs and other cuts are coming in spite of the school's success on the basketball court.
And there's the buzzer.
UConn is red hot after back-to-back national championships. The school is seeing a surge in applications, but it's not enough to prevent a massive budget shortfall. So Wednesday, UConn trustees approved 4% across the board spending cuts.
Given the gap that UConn requests in the approved state budget, the university must implement additional to close the shortfall.
The total deficit, $134 million. To close it, UConn will cut staff, events, and travel. They'll also dip into budget reserves. Trustees blame state lawmakers for cutting overall funding. But Governor Lamont says it's time for the university to make some hard decisions.
The problem, of course, is some of that one-time COVID money they spent on operating expenses, so that put them into a bit of a pickle.
For now, tuition is not going up, thanks to all those new students. But financial aid could be in jeopardy thanks to big cuts coming from Congress.
Well, UConn is ramping up fundraising, but that's a challenge too, because schools now have to pay student athletes, which bring home the championships that attract new students that bring in more money. John Craven, News 12, Connecticut.
Well, the Westchester student had his pick of Ivy League schools, but which one did he choose? News 12's Jade Nash caught up with the student at Woodlands High School to find out.
18-year-old Joshua Lee of White Plains has a lot to celebrate this summer. Not only is he graduating from Woodlands High School today, he's also celebrating his acceptance into 7 Ivy League schools. He shared how exciting the honor is for him.
I'm going to be honest. It was expected, kind of in a sort of way where I was confident that my hard work will pay off.
As you can see on his shirt, Lee has decided to go to Harvard this fall to study human biology. He credits his academic success to his hard work and his parents.
For my family to come from like a foreign country and to not have like the same level of education, it means a lot because it shows that grit truly is the determining factor of success.
Lee's older sister, who also goes to an Ivy League school, says their entire family is super proud of his achievement.
He was very hardworking. He sacrificed so much, from sleep, a lot of sleep, to his social life, to just time in general for himself.
The sacrifice seemed to pay off because his guidance counselor says he was the only person in his class to get accepted to an Ivy League school this year.
It's testimony to him working hard and being just an overall wonderful person.
And after years of hard work, Lee says he'll travel to South Korea this summer to relax before school starts up again.
I spent a lot of my summers grinding towards college apps, so I didn't have much time to get a break. So I'm looking forward to that and seeing family as well.
In Hartsdale, Westchester County, Jade Nash, News 12.
With new information about a multi-car crash on the Long Island Expressway tonight. A coach bus and several other vehicles collided near exit 42, causing traffic to come to a complete stop. News 12's Nicolette Schleisman is in Jericho this evening with the details. Just in for us tonight, Nicolette.
Yeah, well, we have learned that 7 vehicles were involved in this crash in the westbound lanes of the LIE. One of those vehicles, a coach bus, Nassau police say that 20 passengers were on board at the time. 5 were taken to area hospitals for minor injuries. Crews worked a little more than 2 hours to clear the pileup of vehicles. At one point, all lanes of the westbound LIE were closed as crews worked to clear the wrath of cars. You can take a look at this video from above. You can see all of the cars in the far left 2 lanes of the westbound direction as traffic crawls by. Our cameras recorded 7 vehicles being towed away, including the coach bus. The Jericho fire chief says 18 people were taken to their headquarters to be transferred onto another coach bus.
We did have one patient transported to the Nassau County Medical Center. Trauma. It was a trauma.
Police tell us that no one in the other vehicles had any injuries, and they tell us that this is under investigation for the cause of what happened. In Jericho, Nassau County, Nicolette Schleisman, News 12.
A shooting in Brownsville is forcing neighbors there to reconsider how and where they'll spend their summer. News 12's Morgan Scott spoke with residents about how violence is impacting the community just 9 days into the season.
Neighbors near Osborne and Riverdale Avenue remember hearing loud sounds early Sunday morning.
I said, that's fireworks. Then I said, that don't sound like fireworks.
Sounds that police have now confirmed as gunshots that killed a 34-year-old man just before 3 a.m. and less than 24 hours from a double shooting just a few minutes away.
There's a lot of crazy stuff that went on around here.
People walk around at night, drinking, weapons exposed, you know. It's crazy. Like, there's so many police be here at night. It's like you just here for nothing. You just here to get a check. Like, nobody feels safe even with them around.
Just a few feet away from where police say that 34-year-old was killed are 2 parks and a daycare center. And with the long summer ahead, residents of the area tell me they're praying for better days.
All I can say is pray for your family, your friends, pray for everybody, and know where your kids at all times. And it's getting hard to even want to come outside to go to the store.
They need to open up after-school programs again for the summertime. You want the people to be able to let their kids go outside and play. You shouldn't have to be a child, you know, afraid to get hurt, especially in the neighborhood you grow up and you live at.
Others tell me that although they want to enjoy the weather outside, shootings like this make them second-guess where they can go. In Brownsville, Morgan Scott, News 12 Brooklyn.